I feel like America is destroying itself. And this can be the same for other countries too. You let me know. I just live here, so that's all I know. I feel like it's Ouroboros, the snake that eat its own tail. Like we are advancing so much to the point where we end up destroying the people who help push society this far. Like so many people losing their jobs because of AI. If people lose their job because of AI, then no one can work. So if people can't work, we can't buy the stuff that job is trying to sell. Like it don't make sense. If Amazon replaces X amount of workers with AI, then they won't have money to buy stuff from Amazon. Like we destroying ourselves. At the peak of whatever we moving towards, when we reach the final stage, if there even is finality to it, if there even is an end goal, if we continue to grow and grow and grow, eventually it will destroy the point of even having grown this much in the first place. It's like a game of Monopoly. Like they were warning us. If me and you and a group of friends playing Monopoly, we all can have our own properties and we can play along as long as we agree that this is fun. So we put our money in, we buy some properties, we level up our houses. Eventually, there's going to be some people on that board that can no longer afford the game because they landed on properties that they can't pay off. Once that person can no longer afford the properties, they went bankrupt. They had to sell all their stuff. They had to get rid of all their stuff. When the last person on the board of Monopoly wins, it's because nobody else can afford what the heck is going on. So it's one person who owns the monopoly, who owns all the properties. And in that same way, that's how it is in life. If they replace all your jobs with AI and you no longer have money to buy what it is they're selling you, what's even the point? Because in Monopoly, once you win, you won. You shut the game, you put the game away, you clean up, and you go on about your regular life. That's literally what's happening now. The difference is it's real life. So if you can't afford the game, how do you even play? What's the point? What's the point in Jeff Bezos or whatever? What's the point in Elon Musk almost becoming a trillionaire? Like, what's the point in having that much money when you allowed to make that much money while the people at the bottom still don't have anything? What can even be gained from it? It's the reason why when we play Monopoly, in the beginning, the bank gives you a certain amount of money to start off with. Because what's the point in the game if everyone can't play fairly? What if when we opened up the game of Monopoly, instead of giving everybody the appropriate amount of money, we instead gave one person all the money and everybody else none of it? You wouldn't be able to play. There would be no game. But the difference between Monopoly and real life is we are dependent on it for our survival. Because for some reason we have accepted that this is just how things should be. Capitalism got pushed too far beyond what it should have been pushed. So let's go back to the example I'm making with Monopoly. Listen to that bird getting fucked from the back and that one getting fucked from the front. They must know each other. Anyway, getting back into the game of Monopoly, if that money was dependent on your survival and one person had it all and you couldn't cut the game off, what would you do? Eventually somebody's just gonna say, all right, I'm gonna just take some of your money. I'm gonna either steal it or take it, but somehow I'm gonna get it. Or I'm gonna grab the property myself without the money, ignoring the money, and just put it on the board where I want. And if you got a problem with it, you could take it off, but I'm gonna put it back on. And this game about to escalate and get too serious. And now people gonna be fussing, fighting, and putting hands on each other because I just wanna play the game and you cheating. You taking it too far. I remember when I was a kid in the game, if you a child and you playing with a bunch of other children and somebody start cheating at the game, everybody start getting heated, mad. It'd be people stealing from the bank, sneaking money. Yo, what you doing, yo? The difference is it's just a game. So we would laugh it off and keep it moving. But this is real life, you know. And it's all a game in the sense of consciousness, but I'm not trying to get that deep in this video. So when you denying people food and you denying people health, things that should be bestowed upon us as living beings, when you deny people that and put it behind a paywall, and then you give a few people all the money and all the ability to afford the things, and then you give the other people none of the money, eventually people are going to start taking the money themselves, fighting back themselves. And that's why you had that dude who burnt down that warehouse. Not saying he right, not saying he wrong. I have no judgment on what he did at all. All I'm saying is this is the mindset you create when you make an unfair game. If you put people in a containment and take away their resources, eventually you will create wars. That's just how it starts. If me and you are in a tribe and we're both hungry and it's 2 pieces of bread, then we could both eat. If it's 1 piece of bread, we can break it in half. But if that bread is already in half and it's 5 of us, somebody gonna end up saying, look, man, I'm hungry. I gotta sneak this bread off. Because it's only but so much you could break it. You know what I'm saying? Until it don't even satiate you anymore. And you could say we're working out an agreement, but when other people aren't willing to work out an agreement over the terms of how we should split the food, eventually, I'm tired of working stuff out because I got to feed myself and my family, and these people trying to screw me over. So I'm going to fight for it. And that's the society that America has created, either intentionally or accidentally. They have eaten themselves alive to the point where they are creating reasons for uproar. Like, what type of society do we have to be in for a guy to think that burning down a warehouse is a good idea? I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm not putting any judgment on what he did, but what type of conditions does a society have to make somebody consider that? Because if in a perfect society, someone wouldn't want to do that because they wouldn't even feel like they would have to make that choice. Yo, I'm gonna burn down my whole job, yo. I hate this. Ain't nobody gonna say that in a perfect society. But when you sell them and push to them advertisements promising them a better life, tricking them and making them think that certain things are needed to be happy, while also taking away the things people actually need to be happy and restricting it behind a paywall, then you have mental deterioration. You have created a dysfunctional body. The ecosystem, the body is eating itself. And people don't even realize. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all, and always praise Christ.